Grandpa, I'm on the board. I'm on the board.
Tell him it's Harli. Tell him it's Harli. Say it's Joe.
It's Joe.
What's up, guys? My name is Ben Thornton. This is obviously WackMaster Outdoors. This channel is something me and my brothers have wanted to do pretty much since we started hunting. For as long as I can remember, I was narrating at the beginning of hunts and, carrying along a camera, but we've never really done anything with it. So this year we kind of took a step forward into making sure we had some footage and making that kind of a goal to get everything on camera. So with that being said, I'm really excited to get some content out to you guys. This hunt is probably one of my most memorable and one of the most proud I've ever been on a hunt. I took my girlfriend and taught her how to shoot a bow here around, 2 years ago. And last season of 2017, she kind of had a rough go and she missed a couple deer and she wounded one and she kind of had a rough go with things. Well, this year we came out and first time I took her out, she shot a doe, hit her perfect. She ran 100 yards and piled up, and it was a really good experience for her. She got to experience tracking and the whole 9 yards of hunting. And then the rest of the season we were on quest to get her one with horns. So this hunt, you can kind of watch how everything unfolds, and I'm really excited and hope you guys enjoy.
Southeast Kansas on some private land. It's a cold morning. It's like 20 with a 10 to 15 10-degree wind chill. Me and Joe are set up. It's about 8 o'clock. We're narrating to lake because we've had deer in all morning. As soon as we got in here and got our bows hung up, a little buck came in, and then we had does. Are coming in all morning, filtering in and out of here. But we just realized that the wind switched into an east wind. That's literally where all the deer come from. That's west, and it's just an open field. Here's all of our timber right here. That's west of us, so we're not gonna sit in here much longer. We don't want to come in here and mess this up. It's down to crunch time. There's only 2 days left of season, so we don't want to mess this up. Probably come in here and hunt it again if we can get a northwest wind. But we're going to sit in here about 30 minutes longer. Our only hope is that the deer come to the north of us. That's actually where Wack shot his buck last year. He came sitting in this stand. He came in from the north and he came from the east, so that's our only hope. But we're in here trying to get Joe a deer.
Alright, so as you can see, that deer clearly snorted and has smelled us and knows something's up. But we luckily used a scent crusher here behind me, and we're really good about, getting our clothes crushed before we came out and field spray and did everything like that. and he just doesn't quite know what's going on.
I don't think you understand what I'm telling you.
If you guys listen close, you can actually hear me kind of yelling at Harli and, you know, telling her, trying to get her up, stood up and shoot, because she's right-handed. So what's comfortable would be to pull back like this, but these trail the deer coming in on her over here, so she needs to actually get stood up so she can shoot, because she can't shoot across her body. So you can kind of hear me if you listen.
Get to where you can shoot right there. He's about 30 yards. Shoot him. Shoot him, pull back. Pull back. He's 30 yards. Hang on. Lee, you smoked him.
Oh my god.
Joe, you smoked him. Joe.
I was so scared.
Joe, you smoked him. Joe, you hit him.
He looked at me and I wasn't on him.
Joe,
Oh my god.
Joe, you hit him perfect. You hit him perfect. How big was that buck? Joe, how big was that buck? Oh my goodness, I was freaking out on you. I was freaking out on you because I really did not think that you were going to get ready. He was walking.
I couldn't see him.
That's why I was freaking out on you, because he was walking on the sand trail. That buck just walked in.
I know. I was looking right there because that's as far as I could see.
How awesome is that? Joe, you hit him perfect. You hit him literally. You could have been a little. You could have been a little bit higher, but you literally hit him perfect. I never saw your arrow, but I saw it sticking out of him when he's running away. Freaking jellies. Oh my goodness, Joe. I told you today was the day. I found my lucky hat. I found my lucky shirt. What? Joe, that was he snorted at us and then still came in.
I know.
I thought it was over. When you got pulled back, I literally...
When he snorted, I thought he literally caught me right there. But I
don't know
wasn't even
if he
moving.
smelled us. He had to have smelled us.
Yeah.
Oh my...
At first, did you see me try? I couldn't pull back.
You couldn't get it
I
back.
was so scared. I did. The first time I tried,
I saw that.
I literally...
Because I was wondering, I was like, if she would have got her bow pulled back, it would have been game over.
I was waiting for that those V trees.
He was literally right at 30 yards. Did you aim for 30?
Yeah.
Aimed a little high.
I literally just aimed right at him. I just aimed right at him with my first aim. I literally had to pull over here because the first time I was trying to do it and I hit my arm.
That's what I was telling you, to get stood up and turned where you could shoot. That's what I was trying to tell you, get up.
So the opening of this video is Harli calling my grandpa as soon as she shoots her deer. And the reason why I did that is because that part of the hunt means more to me probably than any other part of the hunt. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I was super proud and excited that Harli was able to, you know, shoot and make a good shot and everything went the way it did. But for me, you know, my grandpa, being raised, my grandpa pretty much taught me how to hunt, and my brothers, and you know, we kind of hunted with him, and he's the one who got all of us into hunting. So for her to be able to go in and shoot a deer off of that set that pretty much everyone in my family has, you know, shot a deer out of. In fact, the year before, my little brother Wack, he was able to go in and shoot a nice 10-point off that exact set. And same scenario, late in the season, super cold, super cold. His was colder than we were hunting probably, but he was able to go in and shoot a deer off out of that same set. So for her to shoot one and my grandpa to call me, you know, a couple days before, because it was obviously crunch time, it was December 29th, the season ends the 31st. So for him to call me and say, hey, I got a stand, I want you to take Harli and go set, and I think she has a pretty good shot at getting one. It you know, it meant so much to me that we were able to go in and, you know, get one with my grandpa's guidance.
I'm on the board. I'm on the board.
Tell him it's Harley. Tell him it's Harley. Say it's Joe.
It's Joe.
Tell him you shot a big 8-point,
Yeah,
30
shot a
yards broadside.
Big 8-point at 30 yards.
Broadside, smoked him.
Broadside. Thank you.
No.
No, we haven't got out yet. Okay. Okay. Alright. Thank you. Alright. Okay, bye-bye. He said he'd drive back in there. Okay. We picked up some blood trail after we found some fur. He's bleeding out both sides. He's bleeding pretty good.
Ready to get its job.
Okay. Wow, look at all that blood there.
So did he go back up this way?
There's blood under Barta's foot.
Alright, so this part of the hunt, there was actually some footage lost because me being a complete knucklehead, I accidentally erased an SD card that had footage from Bryson's camera, which was basically our main camera that we were using. So we lost it. So long story short, we trailed the deer to our neighbor's fence line, which happened to be my best friend all the way through school, his grandpa's land, so I was able to call and get permission on it very easily. We ended up splitting up and, you know, just wandering through the timber hoping that we could find blood or the deer or crows, anything.
Savage, good boy. Come here, boy. Savage, good boy. Good boy, Savage. Good boy. Good boy, Savage. Good boy. Good boy, Sav dog. Savage, good boy. Savage, good boy. Savage. Savage, look. Savage, good boy. Look at that entrance hole. Look at that entrance hole.
So now that you've watched me make a total fool of myself, you guys have to understand, not only was I excited to find the deer, obviously I was excited. I didn't sleep the night before. I was probably more nervous than Harley was. But for my dog to find it was a whole nother level of excitement for me, because I've had him since he was weaned, and he's 7 years old, and I've taught him to do everything under the moon. He finds my arrows when I shoot and go through the target or miss, whatever. He finds sheds for me. He's a great duck dog. He does whatever I ask him. So, but I never worked with him on blood trailing deer or anything of that nature. So when he smelt that deer and went to it and found the carcass, I made sure to praise him, as you can tell. Alright, so here we are. It's December 30th, the day before the last day of season here in Kansas. We came out, we looked for like 3 or 4 hours yesterday and decided it would be best to just back out. We had solid blood of this deer for probably 100 yards, and when I mean solid, I mean like foot wide and just pouring out of him. And we actually came up on a bed. We waited for a full 2 hours, so we came up on a bed, and where we came up on that bed, we trailed him a little bit farther and blood started getting real spotty, so we figured it'd be best to just back out. And We trailed him to the neighbor's fence too, so we figured it'd be best to just back out on that situation, and then we could get with the neighbors the next day. So here we are, and we happened to be I took Savage here, and we got downwind of the south wind, so we just started walking towards the south, and we've covered I don't know how much land, and we just happened to walk up on him. I actually said a little prayer, and we just happened to see some deer running through the timber, and about that time, Savage kind of pointed his nose towards the ground and took off running, zigzagging through the timber. And I looked up, and here he was, licking on him. So we got him found, and tags filled out. What do you think, Joe?
Nothing. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's one thing though. The coyotes happened to get to him before we could. So I guess that's what happens. We didn't want to push him anymore. So there's not much we could do about it. But I'm just glad we were able to find him and harvest him. And Joe's first buck. Super proud of her. So. That's it for today's show. Like I said, my name is Ben Thornton. Me and my 3 brothers, Brantley, Bryson, and Baylor. We've been wanting to do this for a long time, so anyone who's watching this, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. If you liked it, subscribe and leave a like. Share it to your friends, whatever you want to do. See you guys.
What just happened, Joe?
I was yelling at it.
Get the what?